Give me your hand. Just in case you've been under a rock, let me give you a hand. I hear in the Christian circles, even people of the faith, strong, who are questioning what's going on in the skies with the drones and aliens and this and that, and riddled with fear. And I'm going to tell you, anything that's going to give you this sense of fear, you can know for a fact it is not from the Father. In fact, the Bible says that perfect love casts out all fear. And what else does the Bible say? That He did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And because you have a sound mind, I want you to riddle me this. How is it that in the United States, the most protected airspace, we have flying drones that no one seems to know a thing about it? How is that?
A mystery in the skies.
7 right here. What the heck?
States across the Northeast reporting swarms of suspected drones appearing with no explanation.
They're just pacing back and forth, going very slow.
Hovering around densely populated residential areas, sensitive military installations, and even President-elect Trump's Bedminster Golf Club, where he lives.
This is the 12th drone that has come by from the same spot. There it is.
Some residents spooked.
Yeah, the world can be spooked, but you, child of the Father, no, negative. Let's take a
They're the
listen.
size of small cars.
Officials in New Jersey demanding action from federal authorities, meeting with Homeland Security earlier this week.
It scares the bejesus out of me. You have to tell me, in this day and age, 2024, that somebody can be flying drones over northern New Jersey and we have no clue who it is, where they're coming from, or where they're landing? That's unacceptable.
A New Jersey legislator also in that meeting posting on X that the drones appear much larger than typical hobby drones, in some cases up to 6 feet. They often fly with their lights off, making them harder to detect. Between 4 to 180 sightings per day, most often between 5 and 11 p.m. The White House, FBI, and Homeland Security downplaying any potential threat.
The White House is downplaying it?
We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat, or have a foreign nexus.
The Biden administration saying many of the so-called drones appear to be manned aircraft operating lawfully. Many videos since debunked, a response that lawmakers say is not enough.
Come on out, Mr. Kirby, and let's go on out one night about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'll go out behind my town hall, and you can count them with me all night.
The people of this city and state and region deserve answers of what the heck is going on.
In a strongly worded letter to the FBI, DHS, and FAA, senators from New York and New Jersey expressing urgent concern.
The lack of information is absolutely unacceptable.
Smith, well, I got to be honest here. You know, when this story first came out a few weeks ago, as a resident of New Jersey, as a journalist, I didn't pay it much credence. I thought it would turn out to be a bunch of pranksters and this would all be over by now. The experience I had last night, however, changed the way I feel about this story completely. What I saw was more sophisticated than I ever imagined. Take a look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 lights, 6 lights.
I didn't believe what I was seeing. But what was I seeing? We're here in central Jersey. We've been looking for the past hour. I think we've seen about 40 or 50 of these drones. In fact, there's one over my shoulder right there.
Right now.
One after another, these drones appeared in the night sky. If you look real close, they look like fixed-wing aircraft, about 8 to 10 feet wide, colorful, white blinking lights.
That is not a plane.
Definitely not an airplane, but what was it? Hours earlier, I was invited to join the Ocean County Sheriff Department. They launched their own drones to see if they could intercept the mysterious aircraft New Jersey residents have been reporting in recent weeks.
Listen,
The department says these mystery drones evade detection because they don't give off heat like regular drones.
Why do you think that is? We don't know. It's just something that we haven't, it's not something that we've had our hands on. It's not something that we've experienced.
Interesting that the professionals haven't seen anything like it.
Officers called 911 after seeing 50 of them come off the ocean.
Advised after we made contact with that officer that there were 50 that came off the ocean.
50?
50. That was my reaction also. There were 50 that were coming off the ocean.
And this is a sworn officer?
A sworn officer, yes. We contacted state police, we contacted the FBI, we contacted the Coast Guard, at which point the Coast Guard went out with their boat, and they reported seeing 13 following their boat, and then the Coast Guard also advised that they went over them about 300 feet and had a wingspan of about 8 feet.
That officer saw, I'm still not sure. What I can show you is this video. What I can tell you is I've never seen anything like it before. In more than a month since these reports started, the federal government doesn't know what they are either.
What's your message to the White House?
Our message: come to the Jersey Shore. I know it's wintertime, but come see what we see, and then maybe have a better appreciation for why our residents are concerned.
Do you think it's possible they're trying to create fear?
This started as some questions, and now it's reached the point of almost insanity. You think about a United States senator who has to go out with the local police to look for drones. That's where a United States senator is getting information. We had a briefing from the state police, the colonel in the state police. He was frustrated. He had no idea where these drones are coming from. Not only did I call for a limited state of emergency and the FAA shutting down the airspace for drones, but also having the Department of Defense come in and answer questions. If the Department of Defense doesn't know where the origins are for these so-called drones, then we're in trouble. We always thought that if there was something in the air the size of a car, that the Department of Defense would know where it came from, what its origin was, and what its purpose was. Now you have a United States senator going out with the local police, to look for fireworks at night? That is scary.
Terrifying. And Caitlin just reported President-elect Trump is calling for government transparency, which you are as well. He's saying maybe shoot them down if we don't get any more information. What is your reaction to that?
That's true.
Well, I would leave that up to the Department of Defense. But how can the Department of Defense not provide information to the public? This is a shock to me. I have a general belief in government, but this is taking me to the end of my belief that government is really being honest. Now, there's been some apparently top secret briefings, right, with Congress people. Now, they come out of that, and I heard Josh Gottheimer come at the representative, and he said, well, I'm not getting a lot of information, but I don't think it's a threat. So my guess is there is information, but they're holding it back. And now what you have is panic. Originally some questions, now you have serious concerns.
The Bible says that men's hearts failing them for fear. It is prophetic. Men's hearts failing them for fear. And it is Hegelian dialect. The people in charge are creating events, problems, and the problems which will cause fear in order for us to throw our rights away. Then they'll swoop in with the solution to fix the problem. Project Bluebeam. Let's go to part 2.